This is part 2. What are we making? Chicken Dhansak. Chicken Dhansak, nice. Just been off of the Zoom meeting with Charlie McCreary and the PA team. It's a great time. So literally just come back from that. So you see that video, you can see me wearing the same kind of stuff. I've got to do the second part of the Chicken Dhansak. So what do we need to do? I'm Jack, by the way. So hi. You need to wash your lentils, and I've let these soak as well. So you can see where you're going to wash them, because I don't know if you can see it. Look, it's really yucky water. So that's all got to be washed. So I'm just going to do that now. How do you wash them? Well, just like that, really, isn't it? Get some water in, swish them about a little bit, and then drain them. They're little tiny old things that go everywhere. So that's a couple of run-throughs with washing them out. You'll find there's little bits in there as well. There you go, you can see that. Can you see that now? There we are, nice and empty. Blue pea prepared earlier, hot. So that should be fine. I've also soaked them for a good, well, I soaked them for about half an hour. I gave them a good old soaking. Soak them for longer, why not? Roll in lentils, all we need is half a cup. Get that in. There we are. Other side. So in those red lentils, we're going to add half an onion, some bay leaves, a bit of turmeric, it's really good for you, okay? Some salt and some water. Right, so first things first, this onion, you want to chop this onion up in half. So again, watch your fingers, and there we go, awesome stuff. Keep this one for later, and the other half, you're literally just going to slice this up. You don't want little bits, you just want to slice it up, you know. How are we going to do this? Right, you're just literally going to slice it into slices. If I show you this way, you're literally just going to slice into slices, okay? They're sort of reasonably thin slices-ish, but not into chunks, and not into the finer chunks that we used to do. See all that? Look, that's what you need. Just some fine slices like this kind of thinness. They go in with lentils. That's half an onion sliced, a few bay leaves, a quarter teaspoon of turmeric. Pop that in. Good half teaspoon of salt to taste, and about 2.5 cups of water. Now I heated this water up already, so there you go. Let's just do 2.5 cups of these. Give it a bit of a stir. Turmeric's a nice yellow colour, very medicinal as well. You're going through abuse, going through parental alienation. You're having to battle with that. You've got to keep your mind well. Alright, it's about you now. It's about your children, but you've got to put yourself first now. So that's all stirred in. It's going to go on the heat. Whack the heat up on there. Put the lid on, just save some energy. So you can bring this to a boil and then turn it down to a simmer for 10 minutes. It helps heat it up, and you need to save your money, right? Maybe about just going out and enjoying something for yourself. Go down to the museum, it's free. The PA session today with Charlie McCreary, the Zoom, lots of questions answered, and several questions unanswered as well, because there's so much to process. And the one big message out here is to don't give up hope, but don't let hope deferred, don't defer the hope. In other words, don't put all of yourself into the hope, because that will lead to an ill heart that will make you ill. So you have to step away from it. I know Karen Woodall, I think it is, says just stand still, just be still. In other words, don't go chasing after them, or don't do anything radical. Just do your own thing. That's your part of parenting now. This is you as a parent. This is your role as a parent now, is to make sure that you're okay, and whatever's going on is going on with your children and with that other side. Eat well, and so we've got to crack on with this. Now, I do like a little bit of rice with my curry, so Just very quickly going to knock some of that up. I'll show you just very quick how to do that. Want some of that thin rice. You don't want the thick stuff. It's the thin rice. What do they call it? Jasmine rice? I don't know. What's it called? I can't remember. Anyway, let's give yourself about, I don't know, a cup, half a cup, whatever, however many people's in there. I'll do this with one hand, look. So that, if you take kind of that much, then you figure you add a bunch of water to that, and that's what you're going to eat. So I've got half a cup right there, so I think that should do. Can't really store rice once it's cooked. You're going to wash this like 3 times, and you're going to soak it for 20 minutes, okay? I'm going to call it jasmine rice, basmati rice. I can't say it. Look, you see, this is why you need to clean it up, because it goes all yucky. So that's my first wash, then you're going to wash it a couple more times as well. Just check over here, the lentils, done all right, still need to be cooked down some. The sauce is really easy for the chicken. I'm just using some vegetable oil, get some 5 tablespoons of that. You want the rest of that ginger garlic pasty stuff that you've got. You're going to need about 2-3 tablespoons of tomato puree. You're going to need some salt. I've got half teaspoon of salt in there, and I've got 2 medium onions plus the extra little half that I had earlier on. Don't forget to keep stirring this lentils, because you don't want it runny, okay? That's another dish, can't remember what it is, but you want it, you're going to end up having thick lentils. So make sure you boil this down so that it's not runny. Then we're going to whisk all this up after a bit. We're going to take all the bay leaves and everything out. So what we're going to do is add the oil first of all. Right, let's add our 5 tablespoons of oil, roundabouts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, roundabouts. Let that just heat up. You can tell when it's heated up. I don't know if you can see it but too well, but when the oil starts going wavy on top, you can't really see it on there. When the oil starts, oh, you can just about that. You see that slight little wave going on. Well, when that's happening, that's when it's nice and warm. Right, that should be hot enough. So add your garlic ginger in there. Stir around. 3 tablespoons of tomato puree. That's 1, 2, 3, roughly. Again, give that a good stir up. I didn't use olive oil on this one because, well, that would have just been a little bit too thick. So I went for the vegetable oil instead of the sunflower oil. The onions in there, mix that all around. So what this Dhansak is, it's got like, you've got your sweet, you've got your sour, and you've got your hot. Now I don't like huge hot these days, but you know, I've added a tiny bit, and your salt, so put your salt in there as well. It's like you see that. You want to cook this down quite a lot until it's about almost like pasty. I could have done those onions a bit finer, to be honest with you. You know, 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes, stir it up, and then give it another 5 minutes or so after that. Just keep surface area clean, just make that kind of routine thing. When you're being alienated from your kids, or when you're being abused narcissistically, you know, your mind tends to go funny, so you want to keep everything that's organised as best as you can. You know what I mean? There you are. So put your hand up if you've been narcissistically abused. Or if you've been alienated, then you've been narcissistically abused. That's my thought. And I don't really believe in, oh, I didn't know I was alienating them. They know what they're doing. And you've got to have some wits about you. If you don't have any wits about you as far as what you're doing with the kids, you know, like turning the kids against them, there's no excuse, in my opinion, honestly, there's no excuse. People who are saying, oh, I didn't know, shouldn't really be having kids. It's just my own opinion on that. These people do know what they're doing. Alright, so you might want to go ahead and start doing the rice, and cold water and a bit of salt in there as well. Stir your onions, get a lid on that. You're going to bring it to a boil, and then you're going to want to just bring the heat right off and just let it cook itself, and it'll do that. It'll be perfect every time. Let's go ahead and check on the lentils, and what you want to do is you want to take the bay leaves out, get rid of all them bay leaves. You leave the onions in there because they're really soft enough, you just whisk them in. But just get them bay leaves out. There's quite a few little ones in here. Maybe we should just put a few bigger ones, and it makes it a lot easier to get them out. Another one. Bloody hell. Oh, I swore. I said to my mum once, bloody in the Bible, bloody in the book, if you don't believe me, have a bloody look. Wow. Yeah, I met the Bible that day. You see what we got? That's not runny, it's nice and thick. So you're going to want to just mix that up, break it all up, mix it all up quite nicely. That's all you're trying to do, just break it up. Look, all the onions are broken up as well. It's fabulous, like magic. It's beautiful, that is. Right, so I think that's done quite nicely, lovely. We'll put that aside for now. I think that's getting done as well, because we're going to want to add the chicken. Remember what we did? We marinated the chicken last night. So we're going to add the chicken to this now. This is fun. A lot of fun. This has been marinating overnight. You don't need to marinate it that long, but it was the end of the night, and wow. So I just gave it a bit of a mix up and get all that in there. Lovely. Love it. Waste nothing if you can. Get it all in there. Yeah, see, look. That's so nice. You don't really want massive chunks of chicken like I was saying earlier on last night in the last video. It's part 1. But you want some nice sizes that you can get stuck into that are actually going to cook through. That just looks amazing. Oh no, you know what I've not done? I've not put the dry spices in there. That's okay, I'm going to put some oil right there. I'm going to add the dried spices. Okay, so you've got some cumin. That's about a teaspoon of cumin. A heaped teaspoon of coriander. It's in a little tub. You've got half a teaspoon of garam masala right there. Here's turmeric, half a teaspoon of turmeric. And what I've done is added them all together, and that's all going to go into there. So I'm going to put some oil on there first of all, and to let that oil heat up. Because I want to cook this chicken on a high for a while. Oh, there's way too much oil. So we go, pop them in there, and I would have added this to the sauce before adding the chicken. You see the Kashmiri chilies, they add that red flavour, the red colour. But it's already got beautiful red colour anyway with the tomato sauce. But the Kashmir chilies also has got this beautiful underlying warmth to it as well. Oh, it's just so good. But I don't have it. And plus the other chilies as well is going to heat it up a little bit. So just watch your heat on this one. Right, stir that in. And we're going to keep on top of this for a bit, because now don't be mushing up your chicken, alright? So watch out not to mush up your chicken. We should have been cooking those spices for a few minutes before we added that chicken, like I said, but it's in there now. And check the rice. Let's just make sure you give that a stir, right? Like I say, staying on it. And it's been a few minutes. So you're going to need a little bit of water in there. Just a touch of water, get that stirred in there, and turn the heat down now. And take it off heat just for a second. Gas cooker is great because it literally responds so quickly, doesn't it? Chuck the lid in there. The thing about the cooking, it actually, makes your head kind of concentrate on something. You're taking an interest in something, and you're looking through recipes and you're following, and that's keeping the structure, that's rebuilding your brain, because your brain suffered some ongoing trauma. Now I can say to you as well, your kids have been suffering the same thing, so as much as they are pretty awful to us, you've got to be tough to get through this. I'm telling you, you know it, but we can extend some compassion because we know the pain that we've been going through, they're having to have gone through it as well. And they're not going to back chat the alienating parents. We extend a little bit of compassion to them and to ourselves as well. And you can try all these new recipes. You never tried a curry. Get yourself some coriander as well. I don't think I actually said that. Yeah, it's meeting tonight. It's really good. So if you are in the UK and you're in a certain county and you want to belong to a group, we've got a lot of people who are signing up to, say for example, the PA Awareness Somerset group. Well, if you're not from Somerset, then that's not the one to sign up to. But let me know where you're from, which county you're from, and then we'll be able to create some groups, some Facebook sessions, groups for your counties. So we've got the Essex, we've got the Somerset, you know, we've got London's coming up, and you've got Cornwall down there, you've got somebody from Norfolk saying that they want, there's lots of others. So where are you calling from, where you're watching from, in the UK that is. So you want that to sit for about 10 minutes, and then we're pretty much ready to eat, probably. Now we're not done yet, so this comes the magic, lovely stuff. Remember, okay, so Chicken Dhansak is sweet, sour and hot. So here comes the sour, there's the lemon. You're going to put a couple tablespoons of lemon in there. You know, if you like it more sour, then add a bit more lemon. And the sweet literally is sugar. Add your sugar in there as well, got a nice tablespoon or so of sugar. And it's up to you, you don't want to over sugar it, do you? Get a nice balanced amount of the sweet and sour. And it's quite nice. So I've got myself a tablespoon or two of each. And leave it on the heat for another few more minutes. Right, you're ready now to add this beautiful lentil. So just get all that in there. And just add that, sprinkle that on. You add the whole lot. Can't see what I'm doing, can you? You know, look, just adding all that in and you're just stirring that in. That's beautiful, really lovely that is. You want to mix the whole thing in completely, or you want to sort of leave it half and half, it's up to you. If you feel you need a bit more water, add a bit more water in the chicken dish, and go ahead and do that. If it gets a little bit too thick, there's nothing stopping you from adding a tiny bit more water on there, which you could do that. I quite like the consistency of this, to be honest with you. I don't want it too runny. So that's all lovely. That stirred up. And check on the rice as well. So the rice is done. Right, let's give it a try. And it's looking really good. Look at that. Don't have to have rice. A nice helping of coriander leaves. Last thing. Cheers. I'm Jack. Take care. Like, share and subscribe. And if you need any help, then it's jackgooding65@gmail.com. And go over to pt2awareness.co.uk, and we'll see you here, there and everywhere. All the best. God bless. Bye-bye.